So you'll obviously need beef, and this is Angus beef. The cut there is jackpot roast. You can see it's quite pricey. It's USDA choice premium. And then this one is called New York strip. Those prices may seem a bit exorbitant, but trust me, it's worth the price. So you need the beef, and then you need this seasoning, Creole seasoning. Then we have stubs, and then you have salt, regular salt. Then water. So out here I already have a grill going. So this, I prefer a charcoal grill because I don't know, I think I'm more traditional. I feel like charcoal does a better job than gas. But if you have a gas grill, well and good. But if you have a charcoal grill, the better. So the one thing that you can do if you have a gas grill, of course, is go to the grocery store and get these wooden chips. They're called barbecue smoking chips. Basically, these are pieces of wood. And so I'll have that. I like to use these, even though I don't really need them. So there you go. So I did end up smothering the fire a little because it was a bit too hot for my liking. So now what we'll do is we'll put the beef in there and then add the chips, and then cover the grill for a few minutes, and then we'll keep checking intermittently and see how it's doing. So I'll go ahead and pick up the beef. So this beef was soaked here for a few minutes. It's not necessarily marinating. There you go. We have the beef in there on the grill. We have the fire going. I'm going to add some of these chips. This tree is called mesquite. Is it mesquite? I think it's mesquite. Yeah, anyway. Take some of these. I'll take some of these. Put them in there. There you go. There you go, they're in there. As soon as they're in the fire and they start smoking, you can see they're starting to smoke. And then I'm gonna cover this for a few minutes. Let it sort of So right now it's 7:07. So we'll open this grill again in another maybe 10 minutes. It is 7:18. We're going to take a look at these. Bear in mind we have not sprinkled any of the seasoning or any of the spices here. There you go. So you can see it's very moist. We have all the juices oozing out of the beef. So we'll turn the beef over. Ooh, that looks good. that as well. Um, that looks really good. So that's partly the nice brown color is partly because of the smoke, all the smoke that's coming from the wood chips there. So we'll cover it back up again and then check again in maybe 5 minutes. So from now on, we'll be checking every 5 minutes. It is 7:25 p.m. Starting to get a bit dark. We're almost approaching sunset there. So I didn't check in 5 minutes as I had promised. But sometimes you don't want to open the grill too often because you lower the temperature of the grill, which may not be a good thing. So let's check again. Still smoking. Let's turn these. Okay. So you can see at the bottom of that piece there, it's very moist. Let's check this one. Okay. So the fire is starting to go out a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that fire going more. So you can see what I did there is I got the fire going more. So I'm going to cover it and keep that smoke going. Then we'll check again in 5 minutes. Right now it's 7:27, so we'll check again around 7:30, 7:32 or 7:35. It's 7:36 p.m. We're going to check our grill again and see where we are at. Ooh, okay. So I think things are starting to get where we want them to be. That one's a bit charred. Maybe not, but maybe a bit charred. So now I think we've gotten the beef to the temperature that we wanted it to be. So it's cooked, it's smoked. Now what we're going to do is put the spices on there and then start searing the beef. So make sure that the fire is at a good temperature, and then we'll start searing the beef. And this is the point where we also start to we start to sprinkle the seasoning and searing the beef. So now this time around we'll keep, from now henceforth, we're pretty much going to keep the grill open so that there's enough oxygen or enough air. So we'll start off by sprinkling the seasoned salt. Again, you don't want to do this at the beginning of this grilling process, because as you've seen the juices oozing out, all the salt, all the seasoning will drip away. So you don't want to do this too soon. So I'll also sprinkle that. Stop seasoning, and then turn it over. The one thing that you need to be very cognizant of is you can fix beef that's undercooked because you can cook it more. But the one thing that you can't do is you can't obviously fix something that's overcooked and it's very dry. So yeah, if it's too moist and pink, then you can fix that. So always err on the side of caution in terms of overcooking vis-a-vis undercooking. So yeah, you always want to undercook if you have to, instead of overcooking. Our steak is looking really good, guys, but we need to constantly keep an eye on it, just to make sure that we don't char it. And some of these juices, if you want to turn the beef over, what you can do sometimes is don't let it go into the fire. You saw what I did there. I let the juices go on the other piece of beef. And then this one, if I want to turn it over, I'll bring this one over this one. Bam. Like that. And well, before we turn it over, let's sprinkle some seasoning. Some seasoning on that, and then we'll sprinkle some of that as well. And then we can turn that over. Same thing with this piece. Remember, guys, this is the point where we know that the steak is cooked. We're just trying to get it to look and taste the way we want it to. And that looks good, man. Looks good. Again, guys, this is the point where this steak needs constant supervision, because if not, you can see at some point some fires will start going off. So you need to really keep an eye on this. I don't know, my fire may not be as hot as I would have wished it to be, but I don't think it's too bad either. And that's the thing with cooking with charcoal, is you can't tell the temperature of the fire or the heat, the temperature of the grill. But at this point, I do feel like the beef is already cooked, so we're just trying to get it to a point where it looks good, and get it to be a bit seared. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Brown. And this is the point where you really need to be careful not to overcook it. And so what I'm going to do is I'll go and get a knife, a sharp knife, and make some slices and see what it looks like inside. I'm just gonna cut one of them and just check and see if it's cooked to how I want it to be. So I have a knife here, and let's do this one. That's not pink. I prefer it that way, so that one's cooked pretty much. It is 7:59 p.m. guys, and our steak is cooked, as you can see. Ooh, see that? See that? See that? and I hope it will taste as good as it looks, because it looks really good. I think it's moist enough, and you can see it looks moist, so that's a good thing. It's always a good thing. Thank you guys for watching this video.